Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today, I'm going to be talking about the brand new will chips that were added to the game as of last update. We didn't really get too much information about how these were going to work. Like, what did they kind of look like? What would they do? And there's not really a way to tell because you'd have to obtain them in order to actually figure out what they do. So, I mean, speaking from the only patch notes we ever got from said event. They had the new will pack, 5 new exclusive attribute added for wills. Now, the way that these 5 work is that one is going to be a very unique critical will. Actually, I can show you guys because I actually obtained that one. So let me go ahead and show you guys. We'll use Puri Puri Prisoner as an example over here because obviously I'm not going to change anything on him, but I'm just going to show you guys what I'm looking at here. And one of them is going to be let's see, super critical. As you can see, the super critical, it goes up to 6. As you can see, I did put it on iron already. Now, the way that this one works is this is one of the new ones they added exclusively for will chips. So you could get this at a fix 3, you could get this at a fix 2, 1. This is still possible to obtain through free to play means, but you'd have to sacrifice like 2, 3 purple slots or 2 golden slots in order to get the full effect of that massive 100% crit damage. Now, with this being the case, right, is this something that you kind of want to go for? I mean, we already have seen what old crit builds kind of look like, and I don't think this changes too much. The only difference is that this is kind of like a very free, early style of doing it. Because obviously, with the crit rate you first get with Penetrating Eye, you get 20%, you get 20% with penetrating eye, that's crit rate, but with super critical you only get that 1%, 2%, up to 5%, 6%. Now, is this kind of worth it? I think that this is kind of like a harder thing to get because you'd be missing out on like other stuff. The original crit rate itself, which is Mind Reader, does give you critical damage increase up to 60%. So, I mean, this is low key replaceable, but keep in mind, Mind Reader could be on your will slots. So, with this being the case, right, this is easier to obtain than will chips in total. Now, if you wanted to go for a full on crit build, super crit, maybe 2 will chips would make sense, 2 level 3 will chips, uh, or 3 level 2 will chips, yes. But the problem with this, right, is that you have other stuff like your level 3 that's always going to have a spot in general. Oh my god, hang on. All right, thanks for the sub, Trippy. Let's see. Now, with this being the case, right, this level 3 is always going to take that spot. So the only way you'd be able to make super critical really, really work is maybe at level 4, which you already get with Mind Reader. Let's say you go for Mind Reader, it's going to be the same thing, or you get a level 3 chip, Mind Reader about the same thing. So you get that damage, which is 45% here, and then 30% here. It's not exactly totally worth. Like, if you were to go all in, yes. Like, if you had 2, let's say you magically got 2 level 3 super critical like chips, that would make sense. But honestly, this chip is so expensive. A free to play player cannot rely on this compared to just going for the appropriate, like, let's say Mind Reader, Impassioned, Penetrating Eye, Impassioned, like just putting it into your chips instead, because this makes a lot more sense. Keep in mind, there's limitations to the way that these chips work. I've done videos on this before explaining what are the limitations, and the only limitations that don't exist specifically have to do with these. So, since this is the case, you're not really going to get anything else out of this besides maybe going for level 3, but Mind Reader, Penetrating Eye, these are probably going to be more important, especially Penetrating Eye. You need that crit rate to be as high as possible. You could even give up some crit rate if your character does guaranteed crits and stuff like that, but that really just depends on the character more than anything. Keep in mind, for those newer players, this does not affect negative crit characters. Like, obviously, negative crit characters don't benefit at all from these. They only benefit from impassioned and resolute attack. So this is the only way that this kind of works. Less crit rate, the better. So besides that, though, uh, there's not too much I can really say about that one besides that. Now let's go ahead and talk about the other ones which are also obtainable through this brand new system. Then I low key want to talk about the shop itself and tell you what is kind of worth and what's kind of not worth, and we'll kind of see from there. So obviously they added a lot more deluxe crates now, which is the custom crate, the deluxe crate, and the deluxe precision crate. Now, these are very, very impressive crates. The way that these work is that you kind of obtain one, and now you have a high chance at getting a very specific, trait crate. Now, the thing about the new ones, which is like the morale enhancement, assault enhancement, overpower enhancement, technique enhancement, these sound good in theory, but in reality, you already are going to have a lot of attack with impassion. You're already going to have a lot of attack with resolute attack, mind reader, supercritical. These enhancements are only to overstep that original attack limitation that you already have, such as if you have impassioned up to an extent, you can't go any further than that original impassioned limit that you have, which is something you need to worry about, especially if you plan on doing a crit build. You're going to need slots for penetrating eye, you're going to need slots for mind reader, and these are just things that you're going to need in order to enhance your attack. I mean, you could go for these new baseline enhancements, but are they worth it? In the long run, no, because this would only benefit specifically characters that do resolute attack already, but you also would be missing out on resolute attack slots. You'd probably be missing out on uh, impassioned slots because these are more important than getting these enhancements. If you get these, though, we could consider these the same thing as impassioned, but at the same time, getting that 7 to 8 impassioned is more worth it than actually trying to enhance them any further because, we already have resolute attack. We already know how this stuff works. For instance, let me just talk about the difference between impassion and resolute attack. Impassion can go all the way up to a ridiculous degree. I can show you guys through the other system over here. There is a library you can see if you talk to the association supervisor for the merging of memories. You can see what's available right here in the preview. Resolute defense, resolute attack, impassioned. Impassioned could go up to 8 on some characters, already increasing your attack by 125%. Then resolute attack can also go an extra 125%. For a lot of characters like Silverfang and Putty Putty Prisoner, who also have special traits and special potential nodes that increase based off of those negative crits. As you can see right here, negative crits won't be triggered by attacks. Um, there's some stuff. Wait, I think Putty Putty Prisoner is the exception here. Yeah, because his stuff is more defensive. We're talking more about someone like Silverfang, for example. Let's see. Deflection, impassioned, accuracy, limits. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, here we go, here we go. So this would be it. I think additional strikes. Every 1% negative crit generates a damage bonus. See, stuff like this. Mostly for the damage type. I think this one, I think on my mask also, yeah. So on my mask also gets these types of bonuses. So the more negative crit, the better. I think Saitama also gets this bonus. Kind of. Yes and no. It's been a while since I've taken a look at some of these characters. But, you get the gist. Is it kind of worth it to get these new chips? Is it kind of worth it to, like, honestly put them in your slots? I don't see it yet. Now, let's say that like we see a better reason to put super crit on. That probably has super critical probably has the best chance of actually getting a slot, but it's so expensive that I cannot recommend it to anybody who's going to be free to play because this is going to take you like probably months to actually get. So especially in a level 3 state because that's what you're going to want it at level 3. You're not going to want level 2 at all. Now, let's go ahead and talk about these new crates. What do they do? What are their prices? Stuff like that. Obviously, we have the original, which has a low chance to get a level 3 will. Then you have the new one, which is here, the deluxe wills, which you get any of these deluxe wills, which is really, really nice. You have some resolute defense down here, resolute survival, stead chance. This is very nice, honestly. Very, very nice that we can actually obtain one of these. And they are unlimited, so as long as you have will chips, you will be able to go for one of these. Impassioned, resolute attack, penetrating eye, mind reader. Obviously, these are beautiful. Super critical is on here, and so is the enhancements over here. But then you look at this one, just higher chances at the more higher round ones. But do I see this one being better than this one? I honestly don't, because you're still going to be shooting for the same chances. It's just a minor increase. I would not waste money on the precision version than the original version at all. But the custom will crate is one where it's the exception. Now, let's say we kind of like, is it possible to hit this 25K limit? Is it possible to hit that? Yes. It is possible. Does it take a long time? Yes. Like we're talking about, you're going to be wanting to farm Abyssal Dungeon like freaking crazy. By the way, I have an Abyssal Dungeon guide on my channel. Don't forget to check that out. If you guys are looking to farm will chips and stuff like that, very, very important that you guys check out Abyssal Dungeon guides for that. Now, is this possible? Let's go ahead and take a look at my stuff and see where I can split. So I'm going to split all my blues, which is about 38, for about 190. That's not a lot. Purples, 56, 70. That's looking pretty good. If I get into that orange quality, let's say we talk about orange qualities alone, two of them equal out to like, it's 100 each. And then, same here. Now, we're aiming for this crate, which is going to be the deluxe supply crate, which gives us guaranteed level threes no matter what. So, yes, this is very, very nice. You have a high chance of getting trash, but you also have a high chance of getting something very, very good. Now, is this worth it compared to doing the level 1 to 3? Yes. Honestly, if we're talking about getting level 1s and 3s, you're going to be getting these like this is like the same RNG as if you were to get it from doing original missions and stuff like that. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pay attention to getting rid of all the blues guaranteed. Blues are just always going to be gone. Next, we're going to be talking about purples. What purples should you be keeping specifically for a lot of slots? One of them being like obviously any penetrating eye purple. Any of these, blatant strike purple's fine. Bash. Now these bash ones you could possibly get rid of because honestly that crit rate increase is nice, but it's super like specific. I wouldn't really rock with it as much as I'd like to because I'd rather just go for super crit or even just a basic crit rate increase. So all the bash, raid, all these stuffs, like the only reason I put this one on him is because with raid mutation, I put this one on him just for a very specific farm. Like he's gonna be my best farmer for this specific for raids, like stuff like that. So obviously that would be my only reason to do this for Pretty Putty. But is this worth it? Not really. I'll end up getting rid of it. Extreme Vigilance. This stuff really sucks. I really don't like it. Getting bonuses for dodging just doesn't matter at all. Acute Insight. This one's very, very cool. Slightly increase the judgment time of accurate dodges and invulnerability time for triggering these dodges. This is for like a character specifically like speed of sound sonic. So yeah. Let's see. Exquisite defense. Love this one. Honestly, fantastic one. Can't really get rid of it. Steel skin. This one Loki sucks. Don't worry about it. Raid break. You're gonna need it. Super critical. Gonna need it. Mach ninja. I have this, and I also have Sonic. Now, these are the most important ones in the game. Always keep them. Storm Rampage. This one, like this is totally like I could get rid of this crap. Perfect Intent can get rid of it. You want to keep all your oranges. You want to get rid of all your freaking purples, unless you're really, really starving for these. But realistically speaking, there's other ways to get these, which are super, super cheap and easy. So we're going to confirm, get rid of all the wills, and we are not going to get rid of any golden wills. Now we're sitting pretty at about like 1,425. I'm going to save up for the deluxe will crate, and hopefully I'll get lucky. I hope you guys get lucky too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. I'll see you guys later in a future video. Take it easy and peace out. And I lost my